Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today we talk about Tattoo Chef TTCF, which has just reported some really big news. So we're going to take a look into an acquisition that they have just made. But if we just look at the stock chart, on the stock chart it's currently traded at $17. You can see here this is the little spike up when the news broke, so it did have a bit of a 4 or 5% jump, and then it just gave it all back. Pretty much sums up what the stock market is kind of doing at the moment. There's not much going on. It's kind of having a bit of a break on certain stocks, especially the growth stocks, Tattoo Chef being one of them, and it's just one of those, it just seems to need to have a little bit of a break, let the valuations catch up, which is totally fine, and then eventually we'll probably see a run a little bit later on. So yeah, I mean, it's funny that the stock reacted in that way and then gave it all back. I was actually just looking for, I went on to do this video, I looked at the thought, the market cap is, because I've actually planned this out quite well, so I kind of read the article before I actually came on to talk about it. I've highlighted a few of the key points, and I just looked at that and I thought the market cap is 1.4 billion, and when we actually get onto the acquisition that they've made today, Tattoo Chef, they actually have also raised the guidance today, their outlook for this year. And I looked at the outlook and I looked at the market cap, and I'm like, the company's now trading at something like 7 times sales for this year, and I thought that's just, for a company like this, for the growth it has, the balance sheet it has, how close to profitability it is, to be trading at like a 7x sales is just so cheap. And I was actually, I've been doing a little bit of research recently into AMD. I was also doing a little bit of research into Solar Edge, because those are two companies that have really dropped off with their earnings last week, and I thought, okay, these are little buying opportunities. But something like Solar Edge as well, that was one that's still trading at like a 15 time sales, and I was looking at Pinterest, which is still like 20 time sales. I was looking at Teladoc recently as well, and that's like 30 time sales or even 15 time sales for this year. And I was thinking, Tattoo Chef is still trading at such a cheap valuation compared to a lot of other companies. For a growth company, for the revenue they're putting in, and the expansion plans they have, to still be trading at these sort of valuation here is so cheap. And I was thinking, the problem is like, you see all these other opportunities out there, and you look at Tattoo Chef and it's still like it's such a cheap valuation compared to the rest of it, and it's like, why am I worrying about picking up some other companies when you've got this company here at this valuation? It's just, stupid. But anyway, I thought I'd just share that one with you. But if you could smash the like button, if you're new, subscribe. If you do want to join the page when I'm buying or selling companies like Tattoo Chef, the link is in the description. If you do want to start buying some shares in Tattoo Chef, there's some links to some brokers as well, and you also get some free shares when you sign up. But yeah, going on to Tattoo Chef, the news that broke today. Tattoo Chef enters into an agreement to acquire New Mexico Foods Distributors Inc. and Karsten, I think that's how you say it, Tortilla Factory. So we'll expand manufacturing capacity. So these agreements that they have for this company, they're more have the manufacturing side of it, which is really good. We're going to speak about that, and product portfolio. So as well as having the manufacturing side of it, so very much like Tattoo Chef. Tattoo Chef are a company that kind of makes their own product and then does the product and then sells it, and very much like that, this company is very similar, and also as it says here, with a full array of Mexican plant-based foods. So it's expanding now into Mexican foods as well, obviously plant-based once again. So this suits what Tattoo Chef has perfectly. Expands into a new the Mexican side of the company as well, which is really good, and also the capacity side of it. I'll kind of speak about that end, but that might actually go a little bit. I'm kind of going to read a bit between the lines, because I think there's a hidden gem in there, and also what that means for Tattoo Chef a bit further down the line. So yeah, we'll talk about that just a little bit, but that's a very key point. Transaction expected to close in early May. Well, early May, we are in May, so that must be closing within the next kind of 2 weeks for sure. Company updates 2021 outlook, so we'll talk about that as well. It's a little bit later down in this here. But yeah, this is just the confirmation that we said, and also they bought this for 35 million. So the great thing with Tattoo Chef is they recently raised a lot of cash, and also they have an amazing balance sheet right now. And because of that amazing balance sheet, that they're able to do things with it. Now, this acquisition, I never thought actually Tattoo Chef would actually go buy out a company, but yeah, they did, and yeah, 35 million in cash. From what this might actually be able to produce for them down the line, I think this is a very great price. So yeah, and there's a little bit further down the line which also kind of concretes that, okay, 35 million in cash could be a really impressive price for what they paid for it. And this goes on to a little bit of history about what the company is. And also what was really interesting here is ready-to-eat Mexican food items for both retail, which Tattoo Chef obviously is retail, and food services. Now, we've been getting a lot of hints from Sam Galletti in a lot of these conference calls that he is looking at this food service side of the company and looking to expand into it. You know, obviously, mainly Tattoo Chef has been on the retail side of it, but there's been so many little hidden hints about food service side of it, and we'll see where it goes. You know, once again we see food service mentioned, so I think that would be something really interesting to see where Tattoo Chef expands to in the next kind of 12 months. I think that could be something that comes in the conference call. So that's another little hidden gem that was in this statement from Sam Galletti, which I love. And you know, just, you know, you only have to look at something like a Beyond Meat. You know, their retail side of it is growing huge. You look at their food service side of the company, it's just as big as the retail. Sure, you know, it's been killed off because of the CV situation, but it will come back strong, especially with the partnerships they have. But hey, you know, stop talking about Beyond Meat. Let's talk about Tattoo Chef. So yeah, them moving into food service would be a really good move. So yeah, more about the food they make, sauces as well. And this is their facility. I'm not even going to say that location because I will just look more of an idiot than what I already am. But yeah, another interesting one is the second facility in Carsten is a brand new facility that will enable us to have extensive tortilla manufacturing capabilities. So yeah, it's interesting that there's actually two locations here. So yeah, Foods of New Mexico facility in I'll attempt it. No, I'm not. Currently produces Mexican foods. So yeah, we've got that one. So that's a key point here. We've got one facility here, but also what's really impressive is that a new facility here. So there's actually two facilities that they're actually getting here, which is great. We are thrilled to announce the acquisition of Foods of New Mexico, said Sam Galletti, President and CEO of Tattoo Chef. We have seen tremendous growth in the Tattoo Chef brands, and these two facilities will allow us to diversify our product lines and significantly increase our manufacturing capabilities to capitalize on the 20 billion. So that's quite interesting that they're actually going into, like, this will give them into a new 20 billion food industry. So that was pretty cool. And beyond, we will immediately addressing the 1 billion frozen Mexican food category once this transaction closes at full. Now this is one thing that I wanted to kind of talk about. At full capacity, we believe Foods of New Mexico can contribute up to 200 million annually in revenue, and get this, in the next 2 or 3 years, and create significant value for all our stakeholders. Pretty impressive statement, that. So yeah, before we talk about that, that's something just to key down, because this is the last little bit, which is about the outlook. For the full 2021, Tattoo Chef is updating its guidance and now expects revenue in the range of 235 million to 242 million. I still think they're going to do higher than that, but yeah, I still think that's a little bit sandbagged. An increase of 58 to 63%. So yeah, we've seen the revenue growth increased compared to 2020. This guidance excludes any revenue contribution from the Carsten facility, which is currently not in operation. The company expects to update guidance when production begins at that facility in the coming months. So, there's just so much to go through. Gross margins in the range of 20% to 25%, just the EBITDA in the range of 2 million to 4 million. So yeah, we've got so much to talk about. It's just great news, great acquisition here. Yeah, I think this is fantastic, and if anything, while this company is at these sort of prices, and it even saw a jump and a reverse, it's just so tempting to go buy some more. I'll be honest. If I do buy any, I will be putting it on Patreon. But so I think the first thing to say here is that we know this 58% was probably sandbagged. We were expecting it to be a bit higher. Now, the fact that they said that this could produce 200 million in revenue in the next few years, and they've only upped the guidance this year by 5%, just seems completely sandbagged to me. To be having something that could, I mean, we don't, from what I've tried to do a bit of research in this company, it doesn't say actually what revenue these guys actually do at the moment, but I'm sure their revenue must bump up this guidance here. So I think that, especially if they think they can get 200 million a year from this company. So I think that from this point of view, guidance was already sandbagged. They are sandbagging here guidance, in my opinion, with what's bought out here, which they should easily beat. And the fact that, if we go here, can contribute 200 million annually in revenue in the next 2 to 3 years. I think if they're only increasing revenue by 20, I think it's a 20 million increase that they've done in revenue. So if they think they can go from this acquisition making 20 million now to 200 million in the next 2 or 3 years, it just don't connect to me. I think that realistically that this acquisition is going to do more than what they've increased the outlook for, a lot more. I don't think that's factored in. I don't blame them because the thing is as well is like it'll just look very impressive when they report earnings and they absolutely smash it out of the park, and then Wall Street will be like, oh, this company's amazing, look at what they're producing. And then eventually, in typical fashion, Wall Street will realise this company is a buy 2 years too late and could have bought it at $17 as they normally do. But yeah, I think that this here is, you can see 200 million annually, and they think that they're only increasing revenue guidance by that much. I think I think that's just been very crazy overlooked. But I think just from the guidance point of view, that's one thing. Entering the new Mexican food market, really good industry to be going into. And also, I guess the other little thing here is the 2 facilities. So obviously they're getting 2 facilities here. One that once again was not put in. If we go back here, this guidance excludes any revenue contribution from the Carsten facility, which is currently not in operation, the new facility. We expect to update guidance when production begins at that facility in the coming months. So it sounds like that facility will get operating in the next coming few months, and then they will up guidance again. They're just kind of seeing how it works out. So already I believe that what they've offered in the outlook is sandbagged. And then obviously that guidance has none of this facility in here as well in the coming few months, which obviously should be huge. And also they get the other facility as well. And also the more talk about going into the food services, which would be amazing. But just as well on the capacity side of it, obviously they kind of have all these products already, so they have a bigger product line, as well as a bigger product line, the 2 facilities. This is really interesting because obviously we know Tattoo Chef have their facility in California, they have their the manufacturing plant as well in Italy. Now it seems like what they've said is we just keep adding into that, we keep ramping up production there. So to get 2 new facilities is great because it's a big jump. It's a big jump on the facility side of it, the production side of it. And I'm kind of thinking, why? I mean, obviously you can see it seems like a good deal because of the facilities and production, but why would you have a big jump to then go get 2 new production facilities? It seems like to me they know something that we don't know yet, and that could be the demand in the products. Obviously we know the demand's good, but might be really good. Maybe they've landed a new partnership. Maybe Target are expanding once again, and they just can't produce as much as what they need from that one factory in California, and as well as the Italy side of it. Maybe there's some expansion going into Europe, so that the Italy facility is no longer sending their products off into the US. It's actually going to Europe, so then they need a new US facility to kind of cover the loss of the Italy facility, because that's now going to Europe. I don't know. I'm kind of reading between the lines here, and I'm kind of thinking, these 2 new facilities is a big jump of production, and it's great. It's a great thing, but I'm thinking, why is the sudden increase in production? It seems like everything previously that we've heard was just being ramped up with them facilities. So But yeah, it looks like a great deal, but I'm kind of thinking as well there might be something else further down the line, if you get what I'm going at here. So yeah, 2 facilities, obviously that gives them mass amount of production now, which is always going to be needed. And the thing as well is, if Tattoo Chef were ever to go actually build these facilities themselves, it would take such a long time period. It would cost a lot of money. But the great thing about this deal here, what they managed to pay for this deal, which I think was 35 million again? They paid for it, 35 million in cash. The great thing about this deal as well is that, if they wanted to make these new facilities, they would have to go pay them. They have to wait for them to get built. Here they've got 2 facilities that are ready to go. Well, we'll see both of them ready to go within the next few months. One of them's ready to go, the other ones will be there. And then also you get all these product lines as well, and enter the new Mexican market. So this is great. This is a really, really good deal. And if they believe they can make 200 million annually from this deal in the next 2 or 3 years, yeah, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be absolutely fantastic what this company is going to start producing. So yeah, overall my opinions on this is like there were so many little hidden gems in this deal that are amazing. The expansion of the products, going into the new food industries, food services, the 2 facilities, and yeah, I think overall there was a few hints there that the guidance is still being very much sandbagged by this company. So we'll see exactly how it plays out. But yeah, honestly, I'm really, really impressed with this acquisition. It's a really good one that I think will work out for them. So I was always bullish on Tattoo Chef. I've held my shares since like November time, I think, which was about $17. So I'm still like flat on my position right now. But yeah, I was waiting. I was going to buy more Tattoo Chef if it went lower, but this acquisition has just kind of like escalated where I thought Tattoo Chef would be maybe 3-4 years down the line to maybe 2 years down the line, which is just, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they can put up some. I think there's a lot of hidden numbers in here. That's what I'm going to say. I feel like there's a lot of hidden numbers here that have been hidden from guidance still, and I think they'll put in a lot better numbers than what they're suggesting anyway on this, which I don't mind, because it'll blow expectations out of the water when they go to report. But yeah, really good, and I am considering buying more shares anyway. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it anyway. Let me know what you think of this deal. I think it's a good one personally myself. But yeah, if you made it all the way end, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe as well. And yeah, really good news, and I'll see you in the next video.